Okay guys, so I finally got this stupid thing for my phone set up here. However, it's a bit shaky, but it's better than having to prop it up on something like on my dashboard or whatever. So anyways, I'm on my way to a singing. It's like a my friend's having this singing top deal for to raise money to help with like the less fortunate people, and like to get gifts for kids and for like food for the elderly and kids and stuff. So I'm going there to sing tonight. I wasn't in like a dress up fancy mood, so I just wore blue jeans and boots and this little plaid t-shirt, or not t-shirt, but little long sleeve shirt. So that's where I'm heading. It started at 3:30 and it's like almost 5 here, so because my kids didn't get off the bus till 4, so I'm going to be doing featuring the last of it. So that's where I'm going. It's like an hour away, so I will probably, if it will let me, I'll probably go live. I'm not for sure if it'll let me or not, but if it does do that, I will upload some videos on that. Anyways, guys, I need some coffee. I've had 3 cups today, and I don't know, the coffee is just, I don't know, it's not doing its trick. It hadn't been doing its trick for 2 days now. So I watched this movie today, and it was called Mr.Right, and the reason being it's Mr. What because he had like this weird name, like Whataburger or something, very long weird name, and so everybody called him Mr. What. But anyways, I'm just going to talk about this for a minute because this was a really touching video to me. So he had been in prison for 22 years for a wrongdoing crime. They accused him of doing it, and he didn't do the crime. And after 22 and a half years, they finally figured out that it wasn't him. They had evidence on this other guy. So during this time, after when he got out, he had been looking around, you know, for a place to rent and a job and stuff, etc. Well, one of the police officers was sort of like giving him a hard time just because of the demeanor of how he had been in prison for all these years, and he assumed that he had like a cold heart and you know, just didn't have no job, didn't have no money. So he saw him as sort of a downcast or something, outcast. So, but you know, he obviously saw something in him to give him his niece's information, and because he had a house for rent, and so he went over there and got that house, and it was like $600 something a month, but he talked in to letting him, a month. So he talked to his niece to pay like weekly instead of monthly, and they done that, and then they broke his price down by working out in the yard and stuff. So during this time, him and her son built it up like this friendship. The little boy was bullied, and of course nobody wanted to have anything to do with this Mr. Watt because he was considered an outcast of being a cold-hearted man, which he wasn't. And man, I am rambling a lot, but I've got to get this out. So anyways, so this little boy encouraged this guy that there's actually people out there in the world that has, you know, a good heart and, you know, cares for him and just have a loving, caring, you know, heart. He thought everybody was just cold, you know. And this little boy helped him see that. And then at the same time, the older guy helped the little boy because he was getting bullied all the time and stuff. So after all that was being said, and during that time, his father had Alzheimer's. His mother had died while he was in prison, and the father kept saying that, you know, his mother was grieving because, you know, he was in prison, but she had been gone, you know. And so during this time, the guy felt so bad because he wasted 22 years of his life and not getting to be with his parents and stuff, and he just wanted his father to realize he got wrongdoing for the crime, you know. And so he started writing these songs and stuff, and he wrote these songs to sing to his dad, and it like peaced him, you know. And then right at the last, whenever he went back to his dad, they had put him in the nursing home, and right whenever they done that, he had went there to check on him, and he had told him, you know, normally he would be like, you know, I'm your son. Well, that in particular time, he let his father, you know, talk. And then Mr. Watt was like, I love you, and you're special to me. And he asked him if he had remembered Mr. whatever his name was, but Mr. Watt's what we know him by. But and he started talking. He was like, yeah, that's my son. He's a wonderful, caring guy. And he died during that time while, you know, they had that connection. And then at the end, he told him that he loved him while he was dying. And that just, it melted my heart to know that the guy got through to his father, and his father, like the Alzheimer's, didn't take over his life, you know, to complete the wishes of Mr. Watt, you know, to say I love you to his dad or what have you. And anyways, and for him to know that he didn't do, you know, wrongdoings in a crime. And so after all that was said and done, he was still given a hard time through some people there in that town. So he left, and he, you know, he wrote people letters and stating that he would be back or get back with them, that he had to go back on trial to see, you know, the outcome of the where they had charged him for 22 years. Well, whenever he went for trial, or whatever you want to call it, they awarded him with like all of this money, like tons and tons of money. So the police officer that gave him a hard time and also gave him, you know, a place to practically live at for a good price, he sent these gifts in gift boxes with money, lots of money. And then whenever his father died, this preacher there in that local town had done the service. It was just like outside, and there was only 3 or 4 people that came there, and you know, he had done that for him. And then whenever he got all this money back, he had sent him a gift with a plate, you know, that you do like can't even think, you know, when you take up an offering plate. And in that offering plate, he gave him $300,000, and the church was going under. So the preacher dropped to his knees, and he was like, you know, thank you, God, you've made a way. And he just couldn't believe it, you know. And then the other gift was to the little boy and his family. The mom was having it rough, and he had given her $150,000 to fix that little boy's teeth, which all the money wasn't for that, but that was part of it. In the letter, he said for the little boy to get his teeth fixed, where the bullies had knocked his teeth out, 2 of his teeth back here. And for his little brother and sister for college, and then the rest was, you know, for them to make it on and stuff, because she was struggling. And that just literally, it, like, I sat and squalled in that movie, you know, even though wrong that he was considered of doing wrong, and all of the struggles that he encountered, and that trial that he was in his life made so much of an outcome for other people's. It was just such a light and an encouragement for others to, you know, this guy that was nothing, or thought he was nothing, and was brought so low due to being put in prison for 22 years, and he lost pretty much everything. And then for the outcome, instead of him being greedy and keeping all that money and stuff, he thought back of all the people that, you know, I guess in some ways touched his life and opened his eyes at things, and he gave that money to them. And at the end of the movie, there was a dog that during that time was like an old stray wild dog, and whenever he moved there, they're like, if you see that dog, you need to call the police because it's a wild dog, and, you know, they want to put it down. Well, he tamed that dog. Like, the dog and him interact, and they, you know, they just butted heads on, you know, and they bonded. And at the end, it showed him walking with the dog, and like him and his dog were best friends, and it was just so sweet. I'm like, you know, if only we knew, for instance, like with me, the cards in my life that I'm dealt with, you know, not having parents, and if we could just see, you know, there's stuff behind things that you go through, and it's up to us whether to make the best of the best that we can, even though that we don't see the best at times. But even if we hold on to that glimmer of hope and that glimmer of light, we never know what lives we encourage and what lives that we make a difference in, the struggles that they're going through that they think that they can't make it through. But you make it through the struggles, and you share it to show the other people that, you know, hey, you can get through this stuff. And I don't know, that just touched my heart today, and I was like, you know, I'm glad I watched this. At first it was one of those like really slow movies, you know, but I just kept watching it. But it's called Mr.Right, and it is on Xfinity Demand if you would like to watch it. So I just hope and pray that I'm a light to everybody, people that I encounter in life. I just hope one little thing that maybe I do or say brings encouragement, other than to shine defeat and sadness, and, you know, just, you know, people's out for drama, and I'm not for that. You know, life's hard in general to have to deal with any negative crap, and I don't stand by that. No, I don't. So shine your light and be a light, and know that I love you guys, and I hope y'all have a good holiday. Those of you that are sad, just know joy comes in the morning. God loves us, and tomorrow's a brighter day. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.